We are outside in Sishaw Moya at a rabbit farm. So how much do you know about rabbit farming? Welcome to another installment of Fama, but fair to we are at a rabbit farm. Personally, I've never been to a rabbit farm. I didn't even know that you can actually eat rabbits. I mean, these things are so cute. Next thing now, you must kill it and eat it. Ah, man. Anyway, we're with Mama Daisy, and she's been in the game for 20 years or something like that. That's quite a long time. But you know what? Let her do all the talking. Mama Daisy, thank you so much for inviting us.
Thank you so much for visiting our farm, our space, and experience the Rabbitry.
So Mama Daisy, let's start from the beginning. How did you get involved in agriculture?
Okay, I was a consultant before, consulting businesses, and then I met this guy who was in rabbit farming, and it was a very unique commodity, but by then we thought rabbits are for pets. And then I started to do research, and my doctor also, he's the one who made me to be in agriculture because he advised me to eat rabbit meat. So I had to get the correct meat to eat, but I started eating the wrong ones, and they made me sick rather than making me healthier. But fortunately, I started this journey so that at least when I sell the meat or when I introduce you to eat the meat, I know how it tastes, and it is farmed.
So now, you had a health condition that required you to eat more rabbit meat. And then when you decided, you know what, I want to go beyond. I want to farm rabbits. So what was the first step that you took to get to become a rabbit farmer?
Okay, I started learning about rabbits with a friend of mine from Cameroon. He introduced me to breeding, to the breeds that we can consider for meat. And then I started to attend or visit his farm on a daily basis just to do the research. Because what I've learned, it's important to research before you even start farming so that you know what you're going to farm and for who.
How long did it take, the process of researching? Because you can't just willy-nilly set up a farm and, I'm going to farm rabbits. So tell us the process. How long did it take from there until
now? Hey, it's a hectic one. Challenges. Tears of joy, tears of the pain, tears, you know. What I did was to do research before, and it was difficult for me to get information because doors were shut on my face.
Yeah.
When I wanted to know about rabbits. Then I sat down and said, but there are lots of books, lots of information out there. Let me just do my research and see how far I can go. And then I started researching on the breed itself, which breed to use. I came across the New Zealand White because the New Zealand White can give you more babies and they know how to mother. And then I went as far as comparing it with other breeds like your Californian White, Italian White. But I found the New Zealand White nice meat, nice and juicy. It was hard for me to eat the meat as well. I started to learn how to eat it because I thought they are cute. Oh, you know what? I'm going to kill this cute animal. But I had to, because my research involved a lot of things around it. Your fur, your urine and manure. How do you use it, you know, all those things. And then I started to capture and document them because if you don't you research, you don't document, it's useless. And then as we go, I saw that this can be a legacy for my children and for the farmers that I work with their children because we need to educate them. It was difficult and challenging to educate Abantu to eat the rabbit meat.
Yeah.
Because you know Batu. They will tell you it's a pet, but I needed to go through the journey of research and development and packaging and branding as well. Because once you are branded, you know that your product will go far. So the research up to here, a friend of mine called me to say, I've got a farm, let's come and farm. Come here, come and see the farm and let's work. That's when I ended up here. And then also I was looking for cages and stuff, and then I found that there were farmers who were doing rabbit farming. Then I invested into buying their equipment so that I can start, which is, it makes life easy, the equipment to clean, to feed, to even for rabbits to drink water. So it's perfect for the setup. Then when I train farmers, in the research as well, I found out that I can't do it alone. I need people to assist me, farmers to assist me. Then I started doing training as I'm a teacher by profession. And then I said, okay, this is an opportunity to continue teaching, but in farming. Then I started to design courses because I'm a curriculum developer as well. Then I developed my curriculum based on rabbit farming. And then I got a lot of interest from farmers to say, we want to do this, but we don't know how the Rabbitry looks like. Can we come and see? Then I started to say, oh, I can consult. This is money. Let me consult. Let me charge them to come and see me. Then it started there, even with the courses and developing the curriculum and stuff.
So Rabbitry is, well, rabbit farming actually is not a well-known commodity, and not a lot of people are actually welcome to it. So how was the reaction of people once you told them, you know what, I'm going to farm rabbits for meat?
Hey man, it was difficult. It was difficult to convince, but with that thing of me having a teaching genes in me, it was easy to convince them and say, guys, this is a very scarce commodity. Let's do it. Let's see where it can take us. And then also I did a lot of research and interviews around the rabbit farming and the rabbit meat, so that I can educate and share the information with people. And in some instances it was difficult. In some instances it was easy. So, and the other thing with convincing people to go into rabbits, the first question was, where's the market?
That's literally what I was thinking now. I was like, who are you going to sell these things to?
And then I said to them, okay, I have a value chain in rabbit farming. We will breed, we will slaughter, we will package, and then we will get clients for you. Then I went to few restaurants, few hotels to introduce the rabbit meat. Fortunately, hotels, they accommodate tourists. So it was easy for us to introduce the meat there. Then I said, okay, perfect, I have the market now. I can go back to my clients and say, don't worry about the market, I'll take care of the market. When are you take care of breeding?
The breeding.
Yeah. So the market is there. We've developed the market over years. Yes, it was difficult because they want quantities. We couldn't meet the demand. But slowly, when we have growers, we're now able to meet the demand.
So you've got the whole family involved in this business,
Yes.
which I like.
Yes.
So tell me, what does your daughter actually do here?
My daughter, she's doing production. She's the one who's protecting and developing our genetics, because we believe that when we train farmers, they must get a whole package, including rabbits, which is our bloodline. So it's easy even to control the quality of the meat if you know that the rabbits that you're buying back, they are from you. So she's responsible for producing more rabbits for us. If she doesn't produce, no, because we need meat, we need breeds, we need rabbits for farmers to breed. So she knows how to avoid crossbreeding, interbreeding, all those things. She's an expert there. I train her to know more about the production, because the production is it's core in your business, in your rabbit farming. Like she normally educates farmers when they come here for training to say, you need to develop your own breeding stock, your own parent stock. Because if you don't have the parent stock, you have 20 rabbits. You're expecting those 20 rabbits to give you 1,000 rabbits. And then you're expecting millions. It's not going to work. You need to start by developing your breeding stock, parent stock, and then after that, you'll start producing. She normally says it will take you a year to know that you are now having we call it a commercial level, because the output of 360 will give us almost 1,000 rabbits per production cycle. And our production cycle is 2 months. So she's the one who's responsible for that.
My name is Paballo Mukatsani. I am a rabbit farmer. So I mainly do the breeding part. So we get here as early as 6 a.m. because we have to clean. It takes approximately 1 to 2 hours, because of the amount of rabbits we have. And then before feeding, you always have to clean. So cleaning, feeding, health check, that's what we do. The first thing that you do, because the biosecurity is very important for the rabbitry itself and for the rabbits. themselves. The ears, the nose, the eyes, the mouth, that's what we check. I physically have to hold it, look, check the ears, the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and the foot, and the bum area, and the genital area, because anything can happen. You cannot miss everything. You have to check each part of the rabbit. Just like when you go to the doctor, you check every part of you. When you do a prostate exam, they check inside as well. So that's what we do. So let me explain from before to during and after. So before, you put there's a nesting box. So you have to place it inside the cage.
The pregnant mother, that is.
The pregnant mother. Because then it gets pregnant for 30 days or even more. It depends on how the rabbit is. They're all different, but the most is 30 days. And then you have to place it in for before 10 days of labor. That's when you'll know she is ready. She's shedding, she's jumpy, she's all over the place, she's not eating, she's always sleeping, she's wild. So whenever you try to hold her or then she'll be very wild. She'll try to scratch you, she'll try to even bite, because they're protecting their babies. So when that happens, just know it's not your time to hold her, to do whatever. So within those 10 days, anticipate any day. Anticipate it giving birth early in the morning, so you will not even be there to witness it. So you cannot assist. It's like a dog or a cat. They give birth when you are not around. So that makes her more comfortable, and especially placing the nesting box inside. And preparing the nesting box, you have to place in wood shavings, and then she'll do the rest. She'll place in her own fur to act as a bed, as a warmer. So when the babies arrive, she goes inside, she gives birth inside the nesting box, because it acts as a hole of some sort, because by nature that's how they give birth. They dig a hole, they go inside, they nest. So we give them that impression with the nesting box, and then they do the rest. When you come in the next morning in your Rabbitry, there they are. The only thing you have to do is count. Don't touch them. Don't put your hand in there. She will either jump inside the nesting box, causing her to either sit on them or trample them, and then they might die. And then it's distress. She's still in shock that she just gave birth. So that's during. And then the after, the process will start. You'll see as time goes how quick they grow. So it takes about 10 days for them to grow their fur, because when they've given birth, the babies don't have any fur, they don't have any hearing, they don't have eyesight, they basically still in the womb. So you just have to trust the process. It's all natural. Yeah, for basically a month you have to monitor. So when it's too cold, be there every single day, or if necessary, make sure your Rabbitry is as warm as possible for the mother's side, so that the babies don't die, because that's what causes the mortality. Yeah, harsh weathers, let me put it that way. Too cold, too hot, too windy, too rainy. Remember, they're very sensitive animals, so they are shocked by anything and any sound. Yeah. Yeah, so when she got into it, I was like, what are you doing? Why are the rabbits? Why not chicken? And then, like everyone else, I was hesitant. I was not even trying to get to know it until she gave me the information pack she learned from. And then she was like, this is what it does, baby. This is the benefits. This is how it helps people, how it helped people. So why not give it a chance? I started just reading through terminologies, the research that she did, until she built her Rabbitry, like from scratch. It was difficult for her, for everyone, but mostly for her. And then I started seeing how dedicated she is, and then she wanted to spread it even more, so the awareness should go into the meat. And then she was like, I need to find people that are going to cook this and promote it and tell people about the benefits, because I don't have the time. I was like, let me do it. I'd rather do it than you go and pay people to do this. So that's when I started learning about the meat, how it helps, the health benefits, why is it so pure, why is it there's no fats, no oils, no nothing. Finding out more about it. I love research as well. So finding out more about how it helps people, that's when I got into it by cooking it and doing all kinds of things with the meat. Before I went into the Rabbitry, I started cooking. And then afterwards, when she's like, you need to see the rabbits live, I was like, okay, no problem. I was so scared. I couldn't even hold a wani, just cooking out and be like, no. And then she told me that you have to learn this because I won't be around. And this is a legacy I'm building for you, for your kids, for the family, so that we don't have to depend on other people.
And I saw when we drove in, you actually sprayed our car, and then also Dieter wanted to go in the rabbit house, and you sprayed underneath his feet.
Yes.
So what kind of diseases do you actually face when it comes to rabbits, and any other dangers as well?
Okay.
And also, why? What are you spraying?
We use the F10. It's well known. It prevents the bacteria, a whole lot of things that may come in and affect our rabbits. So we're very strict into spraying the cars, into spraying your shoes, even washing your hands if need be when you want to hold our rabbits, but we don't allow you to hold our rabbits. And then, it's very important to do that because it minimizes the diseases in rabbits. The most disease that we have here, I won't call it a disease, I don't know what to call it. Yeah, it's a disease. It's your ringworms. They normally have ringworms or they normally have diarrhea. So we know that maybe she or he was affected by the weather to have the diarrhea, or somebody just came in with the bacteria in our Rabbitry that affects them. So we're very strict and we don't allow visitors to come and see. We normally tell them it's not a zoo, guys. This is a business and we need to take care of the rabbits so that they don't get sick. So prevention is better than cure. And then to prevent that as well, we use F10 to clean. Because once you clean, and Rabbitry needs to be cleaned every day. Every day. As you're standing here, you can't smell there's rabbits in there because we clean every day.
And speaking of cleaning, you collect the urine and, essentially the poo of the rabbits. What do you do with that? Okay,
those are fertilizers. The rabbit urine, they say it's a foliar fertilizer and it's also a pesticide. And then the manure, it's organic manure. So we harvest it every time when we clean, we harvest it. As you saw, we put it in bags, we sell. That's our cash flow to buy rabbit feed and pay salaries. And then the urine, we also harvest it using the drainage system. And then we clean it and then we process it. Then we sell. So those two are fertilizers and manure. And they are good for vegetables, for your crops, for your indoor plants. And they are also good for big farmers because they love using the urine to spray their plants. So it's a pesticide, it's good.
Yeah. And also, what do you feed the rabbits?
We feed them pellets and we feed them the molasses meal. And then we just added the food doctor to feed them. And we feed them twice a day, in the morning and in the evening. So in the morning, we give them the molasses as a breakfast, and then we start cleaning. When we are in the middle of finishing off, we give them the pellets, and then we monitor. Each rabbit eats about 75 grams of the pellets in the morning, 75 grams in the evening. And they eat and have leftovers for during the day, and then they eat again. At first, I was worried that the 75 grams is not enough, but when times goes, I saw that, okay, they can even put food aside for the day and eat during the day, lunchtime, and then wait for dinner. So you train them as well.
So the actual rabbit, how many babies do you get from one rabbit? And also, tell me more about the birth cycle.
Okay, the rabbits become the doe, the female one, we call it a doe. They become pregnant for 31 days. And then one rabbit can give you from 6 to 12 babies. Maximum it's 14. So When they give you more babies, and then because the rabbit have 8 teats to breastfeed, we can adopt some rabbits to a mother who gave birth the same time with this mother, but fewer babies, then we share them. Then they can grow. And they take 2 months to get to the weight that we want for slaughter. So sometimes we give them 3 months. They don't grow in the same way like us human beings. We can be the same age, but someone is very huge, someone is very small. Even rabbits, they give us those, you know. Then we slaughter them at 2 kg for meat.
And apart from meat, what else? What other products do you get from rabbits?
We do biltong with the rabbit meat. We process into wors and burgers. We process into your kebabs, your strips, the ham as well. And then we train the bacon. We're going to call it Repcon.
Rabbit bacon?
Yeah, like your macon.
Yeah,
But we want to try and see if we can get it. Yeah.
Don't you do something with the fur? I mean, look how cute those things are.
Okay, the fur, it's another project that is coming, which we harvest the fur. And then we want to do, we've tried the leather shoes, the leather bags with the hide. And then the fur, we tried the blankets. But with blankets, it needs other colors.
Yeah.
So it's limiting us because we only do New Zealand white, meaning that our blankets will be only white. The mink blankets will only be white. So yeah, it's another project that we will do maybe next year to see how we can do that with the hide.
Tell me one interesting fact about rabbits that not many people know.
It's that you've got the whole value chain in rabbit. Like I normally say, nothing is wasted in rabbit farming. You just asked me about the hide. Some people, they come here and look for ears and look for tails and look for feet. We don't know what they're doing with that, but I know the ears, they say they dry it and it's a toothpaste for cats. That's what I heard. And then some people, they they say it's a toothpaste for cats. I don't know how, but we're still doing research on that.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, and then it's a value chain. People, they don't know that with rabbit, we're only focusing on rabbits. We don't do mix farming because we breed. We get meat, we get urine and poo, we get leather, we get a whole lot of things like we wanted to start your biogas with the poo. So there's a lot around rabbit, you know, that you can use.
So Mama D, on Ama Farm, I get a lot of emails and WhatsApps, DMs asking me, I want to get into this farming. What financial implications should I look at? So if somebody wants to get into rabbit farming, what do they have to look at first?
Okay. We get a lot of inquiries, and a lot of people, I think they thought rabbit farming is a hobby.
I thought so too, by the way.
And we needed to change that mentality to say, no, this is a business. As you know, farming is expensive. There's no farming commodity that is cheap or reasonable. All of them are expensive. The most important thing is the investment on the infrastructure. That's important and expensive. So normally, the startups or the small-hold farmers, I will start with your garage size setup and then have similar things inside. Let's work at about 90K to start that as an investment, or 100K for interest sake. And then you get training, you get rabbits, you get cages, you get structure to start. And then rabbits, they grow faster. So your structure needs to be big. When you start with two double garage, you'll need another double garage next door for the babies to go there. Because you ask me how long does the rabbit takes to grow. After a month removing them from their mothers, they need to be weaners. They need to go to their weaning cages. So you need that space from the main rabbitry into the weaning cages. So when you build, you don't build this small and expect to grow that big. You know, so when you attend the training as a farmer, we show you how to build so that it can accommodate growth. So investment is very important. Like I said, with any other commodity, and farming, it's numbers. You won't come here and say, I started with 20 rabbits, I'm expecting 1 million. It's impossible. So we get a lot of questions that people say, or comments that say it's expensive, but no farming is cheap.
No farm is cheap.
How na farming is cheap? You need to invest. You need to invest money. You need to invest commitment. You need to be here by 5. When you say you're coming by 8, we're here by 5. Even though you will fight with other people to wake up in the morning, but you have to be here. You see, yeah. I think I've answered your question.
No, absolutely.
Okay.
So you did touch on the market, but how did you get into the market? So how does one go around and say, listen, I've got this product. It's what the market needs. Help me out. So how do you do that, especially with rabbits?
Okay, with rabbits, it's basically not easy to get into the market because it will be us farmers, and then it will be the middlemen, and then the middlemen will charge double the price that we're giving them, and it affects our pricing and our customer thing. So we have the distributors in other provinces and other regions where they sell our rabbit meat. So we give them at a better price so that they don't exceed the price, the recommended price that we gave them to sell. Because some people, they put 100% markup, and it's difficult for ugogo to buy the rabbit meat.
Yes.
And we want ugogo and the patient that needs the meat to be able to afford, you know. So that's how we did. And then we're not on retail, because of those reasons, that the bigger markup or too much markup on the product, and then it becomes inaccessible. And we want people to access this meat. So we rather say, farm to fork, come to us, we'll sell you the meat, or come to buy from our distributors.
And you've been in the game for such a long time. So how has the trend changed in terms of rabbit farming from since the time you started up till now? Are more people now going into it, or is it still the same?
No, more people are going into it. It was not a wasted time to do research and development, and also to push the brand, because when they see my rabbit, they know that meat is coming. So yeah, you put energies into getting into the market and proving that there is a market locally. And when you prove that, at the same time, you need more farmers, you need more meat, you need more rabbits to slaughter, you know. So yeah, I will say it was challenging to get into that market and to convince the market. And also the other thing is that when you go out there and do cooking shows, we also have cooking shows. We also have our cookbook where we educate people how to cook the meat. And, you know, because when you buy the book, you want to buy the meat.
Of course.
You see, so yeah.
Mama Daisy, I have this thing in my brain that's saying, I personally cannot
eat rabbit.
Well, I can eat it. I cannot fathom the fact that you have to kill such a cute thing. It's like, my brain is like, but look at that, bro. I mean, look at that. So the thing is, tell me about your first day where you thought, hey, I must kill this thing. I mean, how was that experience like?
It was difficult.
I can imagine.
It was difficult. And I thought it will smell bad as well, because I used to eat the free-range rabbit when my grandfather
the ones that we hunt in the field. Yeah.
But this one was nice and soft, and I was not even sure that I'm eating rabbit. But the fact that it was going to be killed or slaughtered, and the first experience was they slaughtered it in a backyard, not in an abattoir. It was like
even worse for you.
I cried the whole week. And I didn't want to see that guy for the whole week, to say, you slaughtered the rabbit this way, I'm not going to eat it, And then I started to research around the abattoir. Then I got an abattoir in Niger that will slaughter for me. I went there once, and then I heard they scream, and I said, no, I can't watch. I'll just collect the meat. So I drop off the rabbits, I collect the meat. But it was difficult. Yeah. Difficult. They're very cute, shame. Yeah, but it's meat.
That's the thing. It's the same with calves and sheep. I can't, I went to an abattoir once and, it was lamb. I didn't eat lamb for a while after that.
You see?
Because the thing is, I'm like, but look at this. But once again, you have to feed the nation.
Yes.
You have to eat.
Food security.
Exactly. Mama Daisy, I mean, well, not me. One of my siblings has a pet rabbit. And then, if I made I was like, okay, that is like so counterproductive. So what tell me about the water that you feed the rabbits.
Okay, our water, we are in a farm. It's from borehole, but we made sure that we test our water because remember they need to be healthy and they don't need to get sick. So most of the rabbits, they get sick because of dirty water. So we make sure that our water is clean. Even if it's a tap water, make sure that it's clean. It don't affect your rabbits. And remember, with us here, we need water for them to give us urine. If they don't drink water, they won't urinate.
So I understand with many animals, you have to have body antibiotics and all that. Yeah, tell me about the health process of the rabbits. Are they as expensive as cattle in terms of medicine, vaccinations and stuff?
Not really, because I normally say prevention is better than cure. There was once a disease, I would say a virus that was that came around. It's called HRDV. It killed a lot of rabbits. So when I do my research, I found out that a lot of farmers, they were not following the biosecurity. So if you have biosecurity at your farm, you won't have sick rabbits. If you control visitors, when we do training, we control that a lot because some people, they will come with other people just to come and see how the rabbit looks like, but we emphasize on biosecurity. To eliminate the vaccine and stuff. But when we sell rabbits to another province, we make sure that we call our vet to check it, to make sure that it's healthy, so that when it gets to the person and he claims that it died, we know that no way, our rabbits are healthy. So we had a very good relationship with our vet. He comes once in a month. I normally say to farmers, be a friend to a vet, because once you identify something wrong with your rabbits, you can call the vet and he can come and check for you.
Lastly, Mama Daisy, to a young person sitting there, Kukasi, watching this, and they want to get into agriculture, what words of advice do you have for that person?
I will say, come, let's farm with rabbits. That's our hashtag. Let's farm with rabbits. And it's a very scarce commodity. Let's do this, especially the young people, because they will say unemployment is too high, and you can initially start this in your backyard. We're not expecting you to have a big farm, and we will mentor you, we will support you in all means. Start now. Don't dream too long. Just start. That's the advice I will give to them. Just start.
Thank you for accepting us here on your farm, Mama Daisy.
Thank you so much.
It's actually been a wonderful experience.
Thank you.
Sure, and good luck. Next time I come here, you must tell me you have 3 more houses.
Bona, I'm getting there.
Yeah.
That's a dream. Thank you so much for coming and interviewing me. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
You heard it for yourself. Just start. Every single farmer I've had on this show always says the same thing. Just start. Thank you so much for watching I'm a Farmer, guys. Please engage with us in all our socials. Send those emails, those DMs. We really, really appreciate it. And look out for the next one. Bye-bye.